go down to, I believe you're hanging out in the Philadelphia area this weekend. Former NFL quarterback Glenn Foley wearing his Carolina Panthers ski cap. You never played for them, though, right?
Wishful thinking. My brother's coaching for them, so yeah, they. I was hoping they would. We would be watching them in the most dynamic NFL weekend maybe ever, because of the setup and the COVID and how many games are being played and the intrigue that the season has been.
Well, that's why. Before we went on, obviously we made the title. Is this the most evenly matched wild card weekend ever? I don't know about that, but I agree with what you said in terms of from 1 o'clock till about midnight tonight. We'll be watching NFL playoff games. Same thing tomorrow.
Yeah, and we'll be intrigued, and we'll be. This is why it's someone, I think it was Al Morganti on the Philadelphia show. They were talking about giving who gets the vaccines first, and one of the arguments was should athletes get the vaccine?
No.
And you say no. Everyone says no. But what you're not thinking about, I'm a sociologist / psychologist. I study all that stuff. Mental health, general mental health within the public, the public population, is a big deal. So if you watch all these guys getting vaccinated, if you watch LeBron and you watch the top athletes getting vaccinated, one of the biggest problems is people are afraid of the vaccination. So if you see all these pro athletes getting vaccinated, the kids will get vaccinated, the teens will get vaccinated. Before you know it, everyone will get vaccinated. There's conspiracy theories out there, but anyway, it's a good thing. Everybody should get vaccinated, but the NFL players, there's a mental health aspect that goes to it. That was my point.
Yeah, I hear you, but I mean, like I said, there shouldn't be any. Let's take care of our frontline workers and everyone like that before Tom Brady gets his shot.
No, I totally agree with that. But the problem is we have vaccines sitting in freezers and refrigerators that aren't being used. So if you can ship a bunch of those that aren't being used to entertainers that will help public mental health, then I'm all for that.
Can you imagine? How they always give that shot on the pregame shows of the players walking in wearing their suits, walking into the stadium. Next, they'll be let's go live with the Buccaneers locker room where Tom Brady's about to get his COVID shot, 1 hour before game time. I mean, is that what is next?
No, but what they'll do is they'll have, and this is where the NFL can lead. You have doctors, connected to hospitals all throughout the NFL, not to mention all the college hospitals in the NCAA that are that can administer vaccines. And that's where the problem is. It's not about the vaccines. It's about the distribution of the vaccines. So the colleges, the NFL, use the stadiums, use the college stadiums, use the college campuses that aren't being used now, and mass vaccinate people. If that's what you think the answer is, a lot of people think vaccinations are a hoax, but I don't. And I've gotten the flu shot for millions of years, and I mean, other than the third year I got growing behind this, I like water world. I have gills, but other than that, the vaccinations seem to be working.
Before we get into the games, I want to give a big shout out to Aaron Rodgers. Did you see what he did? Gave $500,000 to the Barstool Fund and Dave Portnoy to help all the small businesses and see a guy like that. He was like almost. I watched the video with him and Dave Portnoy. He was not, I wouldn't say pleading, but he was suggesting that a lot of guys around the league help out, and you get the MVP of the league. As a spokesman for that's a big hit. That's a heck of a job by Aaron Rodgers.
This is a tip of the cap to Dave Portnoy. We talk about we've been talking about him from the beginning, in the reviews and how we stole our cheesesteak reviews. But this goes way beyond the idiotic behavior of some of the things Barstool guys have done. But this guy, he's a progressive. He's a guy who understands that what needs to be done, man. And these small businesses to be able to do what he's doing. Elon Musk also donated.
Did he? I know he was. Yeah. They were trying to get him to.
I know he donated, but he's. I love Elon Musk because he's changing the world, but he's also donating, and he can cure diseases, and he can cure different causes I think he's worth almost 200. Is it? I want to say billion, or I want to be. I almost want to say the T word, but I want to say 190 billion. If I'm guessing what his worth is. If I had to guess, if Musk donates, $2 billion to the Barstool Fund, we're talking about, a new wave of government. People who can help. Portnoy's changing lives. He's saving lives. And we were talking about some of the things that I do. I rate every pizza now. That's a 6-8.
Before every time, what do you say? One bite, you know the rules. Is that how it goes?
Yeah, one bite is the rules. But the problem was we were doing all that stuff, and then I took such a hiatus because I had children that I missed the Barstool rise. Barstool rose beyond recognition, and I was kind of late for the game. But ideas are one thing, but putting ideas to work are a totally different thing. And what Portnoy's doing with Barstool Sports, nobody's ever done it. And he's saving lives, he's saving business. You look at those, you cry when you watch those videos. If you're not, then you didn't cry when the yellow died.
Well, I have a little problem, I think, with your audio. It's cracking up, but I think we may be able to get through this. Bills -6.5 for the Colts. We're kicking off at 105 from Buffalo. Josh Allen looking to make amends from last year. The old warhorse, Phillip Rivers. Will this be his last game? Glenn, this is your final pick. We're going to go over the 3 games today. This is your final pick.
I am taking the Colts with the points. I love the Bills in this game. I just think Josh Allen, playoffs. The game is in Buffalo, which is going to be. This is very good. If I was a gambler, I would not take this game, but 6.5 points is a lot of points in the NFL for a team who knows how to handle the ball, control the clock, etc. So I like the Colts plus the points.
You have it right on the screen. So, like, when we look back 20 years from now, your pick is on record. So there we got it. Game number 2 tonight. Glenn, your old team, the Seattle Seahawks, laying 3 to the Rams. Jared Goff, questionable. I believe he'll play. Russell Wilson's won a Super Bowl. He's a playoff-tested quarterback. The game's in Seattle. Normally we say rabid fans, but no fans for this one. What's your pick on this middle game at 4:40 today?
My children have been put in the pawn shop because I'm taking the Seahawks. Minus the 3.
Is this your pick of the day?
Yeah. And my pick of the day is going to be a tease, but the Seahawks are part of them. So I'm going to take the Seahawks plus. It'll be 2.5, I think, with the spread, or 3.5 with the spread.
Plus 3.
Okay, so I've got the Seahawks plus 3, and I'm going to give you the other end of the tease in a second. So, but if you had to pick it straight out, take the Seahawks because they got Russell Wilson, best offensive player in the game, or one of them, other than maybe Mahomes, and then Jamal Adams scares the daylights out of me on defense.
Last game of the day is the game down in D.C. Tom Brady and his Tampa Bay Buccaneers laid 8.5 now, went up from 8 at Washington to that great front four led by Chase Young.
Chase Young's going to destroy Tom Brady's cranium. Brady will win the game because he has a tough cranium. But see, this is a tough one. I like the Bucs in like a 19-4 game. Some crazy sport's going to happen here, but
so you would lay the 8.5.
I'll lay the 8.5, but I'm not comfortable doing it.
Minus 8.5. I just want to put that up on the screen here so we know that. So right now, this is what we have for today. We have take the Colts plus 6.5. Take the Seahawks minus 3, and the Bucs minus 8.5. And you said for a bonus pick, you want to actually tease the Seahawks plus 3 then.
Yeah, you want to tease the Seahawks plus 3 and then knock the Bucs game down to what, 3?
Okay.
So, you can do that. I don't know the over-unders, but I think the Bucks.
Well, here's what you can do. Here's what you can do. You can leave that tease open until tomorrow.
What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to leave it because I'm not like that.
Well, so hold on. Okay, let me go my trusty DraftKings here. So the
give me no. What I need is the over under on the Bucks game.
The over-under on that game is 45.5. So I think you're teasing that up to 51.5 and going under.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
So
I want under 51.5 in the Bucks game. Okay.
Okay.
And then I want
the Seahawks plus the 3.
Seahawks plus 3. Can that lose?
I don't know. I like my one game today. I like the Rams getting 3. I don't know if they win the game or I like the Rams getting 3 for some reason. Actually, I actually give you the reason. They have a higher ranked offense. They have a higher ranked defense, and they're getting 3 points. And that's just for home field. And the home field don't mean as much in Seattle anymore.
No. I'm not by home field. I'm going by Jared Goff's thumb looking like a limp noodle.
We'll see. A couple more things. Obviously, we're longtime baseball fans, and we have to touch on the unfortunate passing of Tommy Lasorda. Tommy, obviously, he's a local guy from our area, from Norristown, PA. With baseball being so about business and analytics and this, and not many characters left. Tommy Lasorda is definitely one of the last of the Mohicans, one of the great ambassadors for the game of baseball.
Awesome. What do you think? Him is the duel. And when Matic came out with that Tommy Lasorda and to beat him up, that was one of the all-time greats. And Lasorda was a character. Like you said, he's one of these last passes. The Earl Weavers, the Tommy Lasordas of the world, the Lou Pinellas. These guys, when they got tossed from the game, it was theatrics, it was theater, it was movies, you're gonna get the.
Glenn, you're coming in very. Can't hear you that well.
Better?
A little bit better.
I'm gonna hear you for like an hour. So let's try this again. As these games are going on, we'll get back on here.
Good luck with everybody. Thank you.
It's looking at you.